Let me guess, you want to use video in your business, but you're absolutely terrified about what to do next. You've probably tried to do a few and they look terrible. Now, this is something that I have struggled with for a long time. You see, I wanted to do video for my business, but in my mind I had this grand picture of what I wanted them to become. And you know what? My first few attempts were awful. I couldn't get the lighting right, I sounded ridiculous, I looked terrible, and it took me about 20 edits to get a 1-minute video. It was nuts, and it would take me half a day. What I do now is I simply turn on my light, turn on my camera, and off I go. I can get a video out in one take, and no, they're not perfect, but you know what? They're getting my message out there, and that's what it's all about. So today I want to take you through my simple steps that I use to do that one take wonder video and start getting your message out there to those people that need it most. So the first thing to remember is to just ignore perfection, okay? We see so many examples of beautiful, professionally filmed videos that we kind of think that our video should be the same. And that's okay, like you can work up towards that, but don't let that perfect image of what you want it to be stop you from getting started, because as I keep saying, it's momentum and action that gets you where you want to go. So until you start, and everyone's first videos are terrible, until you start practicing and start talking to a camera, which feels ridiculous, I feel ridiculous right now, until you get started and just start talking to people, it's going to feel really weird, and it's just, you're not going to get any better at it. So keep it, ignore perfection. Know that you will get better the longer you do it, and just get started. The other thing that I would say is to keep it simple. So just have one particular message. So my message today is just getting started on video. So I'm sharing the tips that I use to do that. So when you want to keep it simple, try and stick to one message and try and nut out, even in point form, just a few key points that you want to talk about before you get started. Because if you're trying to get too deep and too meaningful with some of your videos, unless it's something that you really are happy to talk about at length, then you're going to put a lot of pressure on yourself, and it's going to take a lot of editing. So my favorite way to do them now is have one simple topic, a couple of quick points, I get on, I talk, I turn it off. I no longer have to spend half a day editing my videos. Okay, so that's step 2. Now, don't be afraid of the ums and the ahs. Like just then, I almost lost my train of thought and I could have stopped and tried to make it perfect. But you know what? I'm a human being and we're going to stuff up. And that's what talking is all about. When our mind is trying to catch up to what we're saying, sometimes it doesn't always work out perfectly. So don't be afraid to be a human being about it and make a few mistakes along the way. Now, a couple of quick pointers. I simply record on my webcam on my laptop. I use a Dell laptop, so I don't even have the fancy Apple Mac, that makes it a lot easier as well. But it's a simple program, and I'll put all those notes down there in the blog below. But just keep it really simple. You don't need a fancy setup, just use your webcam. As far as lighting, you want to make sure that you can be seen. Like I've just got a simple desk lamp clipped above my desk. I've got all the professional lights that I went and bought, and you know what, I wasted up to a year playing around with lighting and backgrounds and being too scared to start. So again, keep it really, really simple with even just a simple desk lamp above the desk. So that I've got one on now, and if I turn it off, you can see I go a little bit dark and pale, or a little bit dark and crappy. Turn it back on and things look much better and brighter. So make sure that you're well lit. I'm recording this in the evening, so I don't have sunlight coming through my office window, which sometimes in the day I do, but it's still really important to make sure you've got some external light source coming onto you, because you can look a little bit washed out. As far as your background goes, I would keep it really simple as well. So make sure you've got no big clutter behind you. I've simply got my sideboard and my couple of frames on the wall behind me. Again, I let the need or the want to have this fancy set in this amazing backdrop stop me for months from doing it. But you know what? It's too hard. When I get an idea, I just want to share it with you. So I simply sit at my desk, make sure I've cleared all the clutter behind me if I've had a busy week and there's books and paperwork piled up on my sideboard. Make sure I've got a clear background, I sit down, I hit record, and I just talk. And it's so much easier and so much quicker. You're not having to set up lights, set up backdrops, etc. So just keep it really, really simple. So a nice clear background. And that's about it. The other thing I would suggest is sometimes you can put a call to action at the end. So if you're talking about a particular product that you want to point people to, then direct them to that. If you're talking about something else and you want comments, like I'd love to hear your comments on this video, and if it's helped you, and what your biggest fear about video is. So by all means, put a comment below. But really, it's just take the pressure off yourself. Just pretend you're having a conversation with someone, which you are. It's just through a tiny camera on your computer, and just be natural about it. The other thing that I will say is it does take practice. So in the beginning, I would fumble, I would slur, I would stop and start, and like I said, too many takes. So just practice your intro. Have one line that you're going to feel comfortable saying, and don't try and script it. I found when I was scripting my videos, they were just way too hard. I could never remember what I'd written. So if you want to write something scripted, save that for your blog post. If you just want to be natural and real and authentic about it, then just talk. Know your topic, pick a couple of key points and just talk. The other thing I would say and suggest is make sure you're talking about something you actually care about and that you really want to share with people. So I really want to help people get better at video. Like I've been trying for months to get better and better, and each video I think I get a little bit better, and they're far from perfect, but I'm okay with that. I've gotten over the fact and the need to be perfect with these. I just want to get my message out to people to help as many people as I can, and I want you to be able to do the same. So ignore perfection, keep it really simple. You know, start with one particular topic, a couple of key points, and maybe a call to action. Practice talking into your iPhone. If you're not comfortable on camera, then start Skyping with some friends. Start Skype conversations so you get used to seeing yourself on camera and you get used to that feeling of talking to a camera. Now on Skype you've got someone talking back to you, so it feels a bit more natural, but it just gets you used to the whole scenario. And don't be afraid to stuff up. You know, don't be afraid to make a mistake. We're human beings, and some of my favorite videos to watch are the ones where it's just a really natural chit-chat. There is a time and a place for the perfect production videos, and we can all work towards that. But I don't want you to be so scared about not being perfect and polished that you're just not going to start. Okay? The other points I mentioned were lighting, again, and your background. Just clear the clutter, get some light on your face, and just do it. I really hope that's helped. I'd love to hear your feedback below as to, I guess, your biggest video fear. I am going to put together a much deeper tutorial on this, but I just wanted to get this one done. You know, I'm in the middle of things home. We're in the middle of school holidays here. I had 10 minutes to jump in my office and record this, so here it is. I really hope it's helped. Talk to you soon. Bye.